Hey man, Torture Talk. Like, share, subscribe to the page. Hit the thumbs up button if you like the content. So today I'm going to be talking about Anthony Fantano and why does he get under people's skin so much? Yeah, so we're going to get into that. Watch a video, of course. And look, this is Torture Talk. If you like the content, please consider subscribing. All the beautiful ladies, single ladies, put one in the chat. All the fellas, y'all know where to find the ones at. If you're not subscribed, please consider. You know what I'm saying? Join us over here. We do a lot of talking in the comments and all that good stuff. Also, too, if you want to donate, links will be on the screen. Cash App. Please do not request me for no money. I'm a broke nigga. I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make it. When I make it, then request me, and I'll hook you niggas up. But right now, I ain't got no money. You know what I'm saying? So I don't sell no merch, but I do have content. So you know what it is. We're going to get into this video, and we'll be back. The hidden gem. You know what it is. Okay, let's get it.
You don't know music if you're not familiar with Anthony Fantano, the host of the infamous music review channel, The Needle Drop, which analyzes genres all across the board. Since his first post 14 years ago, the self-proclaimed internet's busiest music nerd has grown a platform that gets the attention of even the biggest name artists, for better or worse.
You talking shit about me having lyrics that are repetitive?
That's not my, it's not my fucking question. Okay.
Well, I saw your fucking review.
It's not my fucking question.
7 you gave me.
At his level of popularity, not all of your work is met with praise.
Yo, man. People get in their feelings. Yo, rappers and musicians are very, very, very sensitive about their art. And this guy here is notorious for getting under people's skin off of what he says about their material. And it's unbelievable how people get in their feelings when it comes to him. Even some of my friends, they're not even rappers and they get in their feelings about his reviews. It's crazy.
And when it comes to the world of hip-hop, Fantano is constantly having to defend his often unpopular opinions. He even managed to make some enemies along the way. My name is Luesta, and this is why hip-hop doesn't respect Anthony Fantano. Anthony Fantano's decision to review hip-hop has always been met with a divided opinion across the internet, and his supporters are often stating that everyone is entitled to their own opinion, even in music. Among those who admire his work in this regard are rappers, like Joey Badass, who appeared on his stream a couple of years ago.
Thank you for giving me a platform, man. I've been a fan for years. You know what I'm saying? I think what you do is great. Keep pissing people off.
That's what I do.
It is your fucking calling, dude. It's your fucking calling. So you take that shit by the fucking nuts and you keep going, you know?
At the same time, plenty of people out there despise the fact that Fantano has dipped into hip-hop, claiming that he's just a suburban dude that speaks on music from the streets, has clear biases, and that some people ride his dick like he's some sort of music genius because he listens to multiple genres.
Yeah, this guy who wrote this, I don't know who it is that. Who's that wrote that? He must not know Anthony Fantano. Now, I'm not saying he's a genius, but I will say he knows a lot about music. He does. You just gotta be honest. He knows a lot about music. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of people respect his opinion. And even people that hate him, they want to know what he says. So, let's go.
The truth is, Fantano considered these possibilities long ago, and initially decided to steer clear of hip-hop when he first launched his channel, knowing problems could arise if he didn't. But the quality of early 2010s rap was worth talking about, and it got him back into the genre. Names like A$AP Rocky, Danny Brown, Kendrick Lamar, and most notably, Death Grips.
You know, I didn't feel 100% comfortable with reviewing it, and it did make me even more uneasy doing so when I started to cover it, around 2010, I was getting a lot of reactions like, you don't really like the genre, why the fuck are you reviewing it? Your opinions on all this shit are like super stupid and head ass and all this other stuff.
He started hitting controversy with rap fans when his rating of classic albums like DS2, Damn, House of Balloons, and most infamously, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy missed the mark.
Yeah, I will say that I disagreed with him on a couple of those reviews. House of Balloon is a certified classic. I don't know what he was smoking when he gave it that rating. Damn, of course, is a classic. I don't know what he was on with that. So, but he has his reasoning. So, let's keep it going.
A lot of what I heard here. I just didn't like a lot of the drama that this thing served up because it just doesn't feel all that relevant. I'm feeling a light to decent 6 on this thing, but that's just my opinion.
He's bugging. He's bugging. I think that I'm gonna speak on what I feel about Anthony Fantano in a minute, but he does this a lot in some of his reviews, so I can understand the criticism of certain things, but let's keep it going.
To this day, this is among the most infamous reviews from Fantano, and the video currently sits at just over 69,000 dislikes at the time of this recording. But backlash on reviews like these hasn't fazed Fantano, and he believes they are outweighed by the power that his platform has to uplift young rising stars in the game.
I think a lot of people came to realize that, you may not agree with everything that I say. I may come from a different background than a lot of other rappers do, but I can still appreciate the genre. I appreciate what makes it great. I appreciate when, I've done what I can to put artists on in the genre. I've literally used my platform to boost the careers of artists who before didn't really have much going on in terms of buzz or attention. And I, personally know that.
And I think that that's what a lot of rappers do not like. Let's just be honest. A lot of rappers don't like when somebody that don't look like them has an opinion and they have a strong following. I think that really gets under rappers' skin, especially if they have a stronger following than you and they're critiquing your music.
From my reviews, there are at least a handful of artists who have gotten signed.
This is the core of Fantano's hip-hop presence, a struggle between his undoubted influence and contribution and the people who refuse to recognize his qualifications within the genre. Thus, for every lyrical shout-out from rappers like Marilyn Wood, there also has to be some kind of negativity to go along with it.
Who is that? I don't see how anybody could. I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself. I ain't trying to Fantano you, my man, but woo.
Fantano is truly the internet's busiest music nerd. It might explain the fact that he doesn't seem to have time to digest certain projects to their fullest potential. Shortly after the release of Cherry Bomb, Tyler the Creator turned to Twitter and blasted.
You're missing out on millions as a business owner by not using the new TikTok shop feature. You can upload your products and allow your customers to easily
blasted the critic for already negatively grading the project, but not because his feelings were hurt. He was just shocked that a review had come out only 30 hours after the release, and pointed out some—
Come on, bro. 30 hours? Bro, people review albums within 8 hours, bro. Come on. Come on, bro. That's enough time, bro. 30 hours, bro. That's basically a day. But most people don't sit around and listen to an album all day. So 30 hours could last you. Well, he said 30 hours later. So if he's saying 30 hours later, that must mean he listened to it for one day. And that's it. But some things don't capture people. You know what I mean? Some things do. So let's go.
The confines that Fantano seems to put rap under in his critiques. Ever since, Fantano has lightened up on Tyler, and in turn, the rapper has left him alone. but the sentiments he put out have continued to echo through other artists like Isaiah Rashad. Following a long hiatus, the TDE prodigy re-emerged with his long-awaited album, The House is Burning, in 2021, and its all-around quality had fans overjoyed. But Fantano was underwhelmed by the singles, and rated the album a 5 out of 10 on his review. It started to seem like...
You gotta understand too, y'all gotta understand, a 5 out of a 10 is actually good. Most of y'all be wanting 9s and 8s. A 5 is half of perfect. So that would mean it's good. But again, most of y'all look at things differently. Anything below a 6 is trash. I don't understand. So what is a 1? 1 is unlistenable. 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you were 5 away from 5, from 10, 5 away from 10, that should, to me, that's a middle of the road album. It's okay. That's how I look at it. It's okay. 6 would be great. 7 would be really great. 8 would be epic. 9 would be phenomenal. 10 would be classic. That's how I look at it.
Projects that don't meet the caliber of Igor or To Pimp a Butterfly were going to be discarded, which pushed Isaiah to jump online to air out his frustration. He's not employed by a magazine. He literally chooses to make money by getting views of hate bombing people. It's poor journalism too. It sparked a...
How is that hate bombing though? You niggas be so in y'all feelings over shit. How is it hate bombing? He don't like your album. He's one person that doesn't like your album. Now, again, I understand he has a strong following, but that's just the, you got to understand. That's just the nature of the beast. That's it. My thing is, it's better not to say nothing because now you look like you're sensitive. He said things about Kendrick's album. He gave a higher score to Young Thug over one of Kendrick's albums, Young Thug's album. So it just goes to the Jeffrey album. I believe it was higher than Damn. You know what I'm saying? So when we talk, what are we talking about here? I didn't see Kendrick jump online. Oh man, Anthony Fantano, I can't believe it. Because guess what? People still went and brought Damn and still rotating. That's just his opinion. Even if he has a strong following, doesn't even matter because whoever liked that guy, Drake is a perfect example. He gave Drake all bad scores, and people still love his music. So it doesn't matter. You don't need his approval.
Full-fledged battle where Zay fans were coming at Fantano, and even TDE's president Punch got involved when he asked a critic to explain his process for reviewing black music. There were a lot of people on the side of Rashad.
Stop, bro. That's such a loaded question. You're reviewing black music, so what is your process? Like, come on, bro. You don't say that to all the white people that buy the music, bro. What is your process for buying this black music, white man? Like, come on, bro. You gotta chill with that.
Here. After all, he did release an incredible project, but there were still plenty of those left wondering what the hell everyone was thinking. Anthony knew he would have to settle the score, and when an IG live with Punch fell through, he instead uploaded a video and repeated a familiar point of defense.
I did, and I've been doing this for 10 years, if you don't remember, and what I'm going to get hate for at this point is pretty predictable. I appreciate the varying opinions on the record. I appreciate the content of the record, but as much of that element of the album is good, I can't use that to reconcile the fact that I just find the record underwhelming. So I have to be honest with you about how I feel.
It's not always his opinion that...
And that's what y'all should be respecting, man. You need a guy like this guy. Hit the arrow on for that dude. You need a guy like him because he's going to tell you how he really feel about something, whether you like it or not. At the same time, you don't have to listen to him. You could just play your music somewhere else. You know what I'm saying?
causes problems, as what people consider cultural ignorance has gotten him into trouble as well, like a beef with Wale. Following the release of 2017's Shine, Anthony has some critiques for Wale's
Go Mining partners with the best to make mining easy for everyone. Join the mining revolution and create your first mine.
attempt to create unique rhythms by incorporating international sounds on the song My Love. And in his words, Wale called out what he felt was Fantano's gross lack of understanding and awareness. But rather than take the situation seriously and clear the air, Fantano took to YouTube and made a mockery out of it, a tactic that he would go on to use many times to avoid scrutiny.
Apology to Wale. Wale, I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm sorry
my thing is, I like this. I like that he does that. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to be a part of this game, you got to be a part of the game. You got to take the gift with the curse. You got to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying? If this guy is critiquing your music and he don't like it, you could either do one or two things. You could either ignore him or you can make better music for him. You know what I'm saying? So if you think that you don't need to make better music and the music is good, then why are you even listening to him? I didn't understand the argument between him and Wale. Wale saying, "Oh, he don't understand music," and it's like, come on, bro. You talking to this guy? This is what he does for a living. You can't say he don't understand music, bro. Like, come on, bro. I'm sure I can almost guarantee you, Anthony Fantano knows more about music than you do. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. He probably knows more about music than a lot of people do. You know what I'm saying? He literally does this for a living. Like, he knows a lot. I'm not saying he know everything. I don't think he's perfect, but he knows a lot. I watch him, and I don't agree with everything. There's some things I disagree with. A lot of things I actually disagree with. And I say, how you do? Like, yeah, a lot of things, but I cannot sit here and say that he doesn't know his music, bro. Like, that's crazy to say. Like, come on now.
Up talking to you on Twitter. I was getting crazy. I was getting wild. I was a total mess, and I hope you can accept my apology. I'm just apologizing to you man to man. I didn't mean to make you upset. I didn't mean to hurt you. I shouldn't be so crazy with, the critiques on Twitter, because at the end of the day, your music is a reflection of you. I'm sure you feel. Again, sure, you're a good guy, and I apologize, and hopefully you can accept my apology. All right, that was my apology to Wale. Sent in from a daddy, $5 apology right there.
Since no real compromise was ever really made between them, other rappers started chiming in like Vince Staples, who claimed they needed to squabble up. That's classic Vince, and speaking of him...
Come on, bro, you doing too much. You want to squabble up with this dude who gives you a bad review on your album. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You got to be kidding me, bro. Come on.
Even he isn't the biggest fan of Fantano as part of rap culture, despite regularly getting decent grades from him. As far back as the release of his debut album, Summertime '06, Vince was aware of the needle drop. And from the outset, he seemed to slyly suggest that Fantano didn't really understand black culture.
It's great. Anthony Fantano gave us a 6 out of 10, so I want to thank you for the kind words of encouragement. We love you even though you don't love us.
After receiving a 6 out of 10 on 2...
Like, knock it off, bro. Like, knock it off. And I heard both of those albums, and I actually gave it worse a reading than that. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't like the Big Fish joint. I listened to that when I used to work at a psych hospital. Had it in my headphones. I think I got it. I listened to the whole thing, and then I tried to listen to it again. I got like 2 songs in after the second time, and I stopped listening to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just not for me.
Of his most acclaimed projects, Vince was unbothered and carried on with his life until Fantano stuck his nose where he shouldn't have. After commenting on a Twitter beef between Vince and metal vocalist Ronnie Radke, the cutthroat boy wasted no time coming at the critic with heat and suggested he stay in his place. Ain't you get caught for being alright? This ain't a good day to interact with me, brosif. I'm giving out the full clip. Of course, Fantano shot back with some receipts, unfazed, claiming the article he found that information on was a hit piece. Up to his most recent...
Yeah, Fantano was definitely not no alt-right. That is 100% false. Trust and believe. He's a super liberal.
project, Fantano is a huge fan of Vince's and has tweeted about wanting to meet up at a show in Connecticut. But it's safe to say that the Long Beach rapper feels differently.
If you can pick any way to murder,
like, come on. Whoa.
In cold.
He's doing too much, bro. He's doing too much. Like, that's too much, bro. That's too much. Like, come on, bro. That's just way out of line, bro. Over somebody's opinion. Like, come on, bro. Stop, bro.
Blood. I'm not gonna ask you that. What I'm gonna say is if I had my choice, I would get a boat. I would dock the boat, east side of Long Beach, off Ocean by the roof Chris. Drag him on the boat by his feet. He's kind of buff. Drag him on the boat by his feet. Put him on the back of the boat, take his After you take his leave him on Catalina Island. You cut him open and you leave him with the goats.
What's your beef, though? Because
he trolling. He's got to be trolling. I ain't even gonna take that serious. He's trolling.
I just don't like that talk about rap music and don't like it.
Yeah, I was saying shit about that today. Yeah. It's like
can't say he don't like rap music, bro. Come on, bro. He gave To Pimp a Butterfly a 10. He gave Good Kid, Mad City a 9. I believe he gave Igor a 10. I believe he gave Kids He Goes a 10. He gives out a lot of decent scores to rap. Maybe once in a while, a couple of rap albums he say that's not good. And we can all agree some of these rap albums he says not good is actually not good. But some of them, you know. But to give my dark, beautiful, twisted fantasy a 6 that's insane. I ain't gonna lie.
It's like blackface journalism.
I get good grades though, so thanks, dude.
Somehow, Vince isn't the only rapper that Fantano has received some.
But I mean, what is this whole? It's like blackface journalism. What is this? Like, what is that? He doesn't have blackface. He's not wearing blackface, and you can't say he's a racist because he's married to a black girl. So. And please don't jump in the comments and say, well, you could still be racist and be married to a black person. It's like, really? Like, come on now. If you racist, you ain't messing with nobody. If it ain't the color of yours. Trust and believe. If I don't like no Asian people, I ain't gonna be marrying no Asian girl. Like, that's crazy.
Serious death threats from, as we'll see later in this video. Other artists like Killer Mike have pointed out to Fantano's seemingly shallow understanding of black art, who noted a sudden drop in approval after he moved away from typical hip-hop projects. A similar sentiment.
Like, come on, bro. It seemed like every time somebody critique y'all, they don't understand hip-hop. Bro, there's people who critique y'all that understands hip-hop and still say that y'all trash. Now, I'm not saying Killer Mike is trash because he's not. And I ain't saying that with the last Run the Jewels. I think that's what he's talking about. Those joints was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike's fire. So I just put that out there. He's fire. But I just hate when people just act as if like nobody understands the culture. Like, bro, people understand the culture, bro. Like, it is what it is. People understand. Maybe because you upset that he didn't. You know, they didn't what's the name, but people understand the culture, bro.
Sentiment was shared amongst emerging mumble rappers as the genre began sweeping the charts, with artists like Lil Xan and Trippie Redd being completely shit on in Fantano's reviews. In Trippie's case, he went onto Instagram to voice his frustration when Fantano gave his Pegasus album a strong 1 out of 10. Bro, he said the same shit about XXXTentacion's album.
Damn. He gave that shit a strong 1. Strong 1, nigga. A strong 1. Yeah.
Who cares? Dude's reviews be trash. But he clearly cared more than he let on, and complained that Fantano was still calling him trash when he believed he put out a versatile project with the Exclamation Point album. While for Lil Xan, he was really blunt, to say the least.
What, the needle drop?
Yeah.
Oh,
really?
Needle drop?
You don't like him? Oh yeah, he dissed you hard.
I think he with the needle drop. I think he's biased. He knows a lot about alternative rock and all that weird stuff, but when it comes to rap, I think he has no A, because he gave Little Peep like a 1.
Really?
And then 2 weeks later, Lil Peep's dead. You know what I mean? So, and Lil Peep's
what does that have to do with it, bro? Come on, bro. The arguments of these people, bro, be so crazy to me. It's like their logic behind things, they try to connect things to stuff that doesn't even connect. It's like, oh, he gave Little Peep a wand, and next week he's dead. Like, what? I ain't laughing at Little Peep dying. I'm just saying, like, bro, are you kidding me? How you gonna try to connect the two? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the bull. Oh, we call it blackface journalism. Like, bro, come on, bro. Because you don't like somebody's album, now they're blackface. Like, get the fuck. Yo, and then this guy here, he don't understand hip hop. This 14-year-old, 13-year-old guy is telling this man who's been on the planet probably twice as long as him and knows more about music than he do, telling him he don't know. And that's the thing, when people don't agree with you, all of a sudden they don't know anything when they don't agree with you. But if they agree with you, then they know everything. It's crazy.
Great artist. So the needle drop, I think you have no way to speak on rap.
From Trippie Redd to Tyler the Creator, there's an undeniable pattern in the issues that rappers hold with Fantano. Still, his ever-present criticism has remained a thorn in their sides, for some worse than others, such as Eminem, who Fantano received a slight diss from after years of torment in his reviews. Every old head talks about Eminem as one of rap's GOATs, and truthfully, he really is. But we can't deny the tough breaks he has faced from critical modern audiences, with Fantano at the forefront.
Yeah, this thing is awful.
Since Revival, Shady has battled his perceived
Yo, this guy don't care. He don't even hold back. Like, listen, he tells you what it is. Like, at least you know if you go to him, he's going to tell you how you really feel. Yeah, this thing is awful. I know a lot of people hate that album. I actually thought that album was all right. I got in some big arguments about that album. A lot of people thought that album was trash. You know what I'm saying? I just think that the political stance for Eminem could be explored a little more. But I think that people are so used to him being rapping about a bunch of nonsense that when he try to rap about something of substance, then people ain't like it. Let's keep it going.
Fall off, which he blames the internet for, as tastemakers like Fantano create a culture that he has to try to combat.
Maybe because it doesn't sound like everything else and what most people are doing.
But you can't listen. You can't blame Fantano. Some of the music that he say is not good is just not good, and even people saying that they're not good. Even some artists are saying not the artists who did the music, but some artists are saying it's not good. How you gonna blame him for putting out bad material? It's not good.
Maybe that was what tainted their ear, because I remember a time in hip hop where you had to be so different from the next person or you were trash. There's a shift somewhere that happened that if it doesn't sound like everything else, then it's trash automatically.
Eminem never forgot.
But that has nothing. That again, you trying to slide a different argument in there. I seen what you did there, guy. Trying to slide a different argument in there. That's not the same argument that you presented. The argument you presented was Fantano's people are going against Eminem. But Fantano's people like real hip hop. Most of them. You know what I'm saying? So when he put out an album and he's saying, well, this album is, everybody wants everybody to sound like these people. He reviews that music and he thinks it's trash. So that's not the argument that he's presenting, Fantano. That's not the argument that Eminem is presented. Eminem is trying to wiggle his way out of that Revival album that was kind of corny.
And as he raged against the critic through the Kamikaze era, Fantano would eventually find himself on the wrong side of the track, specifically Calm Down with Busta Rhymes.
Fucking internet bloggers. I sit in front of my computer all day and comment on everything. I'm an expert on everything. Everything sucks. Play the next song.
Like he did with Wale, Fantano...
That's what I mean, like... Like, why are you so sensitive? He didn't say everything sucks. He just didn't like that album. He just didn't like that album. But y'all like just overdo it. I know I'm sounding like Anthony Fantano's lawyer right now, but I swear to you, I'm not.
Responded with humor and levity, which is all that he really ever gave anyone when he found himself in the crosshair.
So this Eminem man dissed me in a song that he's in, where he's rippity rip rap rapping.
Then we got more info on how Eminem really felt about Fantano when his artist Boogie did an interview claiming that M advised him to not listen to his reviews.
Like you said, he tells you a lot of things, but what's something you always carry with you?
Two things is me not taking blogs personal when they give me like bad ratings. Like it was this dude named Anthony Fontaine. I love that name dropping. His name like Needle Drop on YouTube. He like famous for like rating people albums.
Oh Lord.
So he gave me like a 7.5, and obviously my brain, I think I'm supposed to have 100 out of 10.
7.5 is a good rating though. Like, I don't understand. It's a good rating. Everybody wants a 10 or 9. It's like, bro, if I was an artist and I got a 7.5 from a guy who is an extreme critic, bro, I would be happy with that because number one, this guy is like he's like the modern day Siskel and Ebert. I don't know if y'all remember those dudes. They was really, 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 really critiquing movies back then. I'm talking like they was critiquing movies. So him doing this, it's a big deal. So I don't know.
Eminem too. So Eminem was like, yo, he give me bad grades every time. You can't take that personal because like some people just not gonna understand it. You know what I'm saying? I gotta have consistent belief in myself. It can't be based off what other people saying.
As recently as M's Houdini was released, Fantano has continued to rip him apart.
That's what I mean. That's 100% facts. That's facts. Like what he just said, listen, he give me bad grades all the time. I'm just gonna do what I do. And he did.
To the point that even some of his fans are pointing out that it just seems like pure disdain at this point. With Eminem, Fantano's issues seem to come from believing that Shady should have more to say at this point in his career. But one artist he could stand to hear less from is Drake. With the notable exception of If You're Reading This Is Too Late mixtape, Fantano has never been a big fan of the Six God and criticized how he moved through.
Yeah, so look at all them scores. Look at those scores. So when people say, oh, well, you know, I don't like the fact that he gives a score, he don't understand hip hop. Let's look at these albums, right? Let's look at these albums. Dark Lane demo tapes. He gave that a 3, right? Certified Lover Boy, a 3, which a lot of people think that album was trash. So he gave it a 3. I don't know what Drake album that is. I can't even see. I think that's what's that joint? I can't even see that joint. It's too blurry. This the one that's follow on the front. Trash. Views. A 4. Trash. Scorpion. I probably would have gave it a little higher score than that. Maybe like maybe a 5. But you can't say that this guy is biased because look at these albums and a lot and these albums. Some of these people think these albums are classics. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say, oh, his opinion affects anything because if you're gonna like something, no matter who say they don't like it. Trust and believe. And also too, not to shoot him some bell, but he also has episodes where he re-reviews the albums and he changes his score. He does do that too. So I think a lot of people don't know that. But again, let's go.
Hip hop. At one point, he even complained about his use of Afrobeat and Jamaican rhythms, only to be shut down and told that he was being ignorant.
Something that's been looming larger and larger and larger on Drake's project since he dropped the dreadfully boring Views from the Six. And Certified Lover Boy, I think, is the most punishing of these 90-minute marathons that Drake has been dropping as of late. And that's mostly... due to a lack of memorable songs and even memorable performances from Drake himself. Like, he is legitimately outshined by every feature on this project, even the ones that don't even sound like they're trying all that hard. Hello, Travis Scott.
Fantano's tolerance for Drizzy reached the lowest point of not good for honestly never mind, at which point the OVO leader decided to clap back. What first surfaced was a typical comical input from Anthony, who claimed that Drake had DM'd him a cookie recipe and made an entire 8-minute video about it.
But I'm not messaging you about your videos. I'm actually messaging you because
I remember that. That was funny.
I found a really great vegan cookie recipe I love you to try. Drake is sending me a vegan cookie recipe.
With the video racking up nearly 1 million views shortly after its release, the Six God would reveal what really took place on his Instagram story, where he said, "Your existence is a light one, and the one is cause you are alive. And cause you somehow wifed a black girl. I'm feeling a light to decent one on your existence." Now, it's not really...
Come on, bro. You got the nerve. You Drake. Come on, bro.
clear what Drake was going for here, as it obviously backfired and painted him as a childish, dramatic hater who couldn't handle a low score from an internet nerd.
He posts the real messages himself and make Drake look like the most bitter, emotional, passive-aggressive loser I've ever seen. I just don't get what type of response you think that this is gonna breed from people. No one outside of the yes men and the peers that you have are gonna look at this and be like, ha, you really got him. They're gonna be like, oh, you watch this dude unironically who shits on your music and this is the best response that you could come up with? A barrage of 3 messages that look like they came off the back of you drinking too early in the evening.
Fantano has continued reviewing Drake's projects and even gave Her Loss a generous 6, but he didn't let Drake off easy, as Fantano has been relentless during the Kendrick beef. Bro literally wore funeral attire to the Not Like Us Listen stream and heavily critiqued.
Yo, look, man. Fantano be having a good time, man.
The Wagwan Delilah track.
And all Drake fans can do at this point is seethe and cope and sit there obediently as he shovels trash like this down their throats, which, you know, honestly is like the closest I have come to genuinely feeling bad for Drake fans in a minute. But yeah, I don't want to hear this song ever again for the rest of my life, and yet I know I'm probably going to have to hear it at least a few times more before I'm in the ground, because this is most definitely landing on my worst songs of the year list.
Not every Fantano feud that a rapper may come across has lasted forever though, as was the case with Logic. Bobby Tarantino wasn't exactly beloved by a lot of people at the height of his career, not least of all Anthony Fantano, who has handed him some scathing scores without remorse. But during his retirement, it seems as though he struck a bond with Anthony, but not before his harsh opinions took a major toll on his creative endurance.
Do you guys know Anthony Fantano?
Yeah, the Melon.
Yeah, the Melon. He would review my music ever since my mixtapes, and it would always like fuck me up because he would always basically say how I wasn't like good enough. Mind you, he wasn't.
Bro, this guy right here, Logic, bro, he has to be the most emotional, messed up person in music that I ever seen, bro. He lets so many people get under his skin and get to him. Joe Buttons don't like him. Bro, it's so much with this dude. So much. He said he had to go to therapy because Joe Buttons didn't like him. Something Joe Buttons said, something about him. And then the same thing with Anthony Fantano. It's like, oh, he said some things, I couldn't even take it. It's like, come on, bro. What's wrong with y'all?
Just totally shitting on me. He would give me like credit. Like if something's good, he would say it's good. Mind you, it's just his opinion, right? But I find it really funny that after I announced my retirement and stepped away, now me and this dude like text each other and shit. Now he's like, I consider him like a buddy.
They seem to be on good terms, but Anthony will likely keep him at arm's length after the release of La Donda, a track where Logic admitted to wanting to kill his bald nemesis at one point.
Feel it in my bald spot, Anthony Fantano. I used to fantasize about murdering you, choking you to death.
Come on, bro. You niggas is wild, bro. This is the second nigga that said this. Yo, come on, bro. I can't believe this.
tore him a new one on this track, and called his fanbase a legion of fuckboy minions, all of which Fantano has reacted to live on his Twitch, and it was clear that he was cringing.
I'm searching for a word. The word is embarrassed. I feel embarrassed. I feel overemphasized. And what I mean by that is like, there never should have been any reason why Logic should hate me in the first place. Because I'm just reviewing albums. You know, you're just one of many guys whose albums I review negatively.
He has every right to feel shaken up here. Listening to someone he likely felt comfortable with at this point say they wanted to kill him is pretty disturbing. But it does suggest that while guys like Vince and Killer Mike feel his opinions are shallow and meaningless, others acknowledge the power he holds in the online music community. You can debate all you want about Fantano's credibility, or whether or not the game respects him at the end of the day, but the undeniable truth is his relevance. With that, he has remained true to himself and always stuck to his guns in the face of Twitter fingers and trigger fingers. Like the time a Gunna fan pressed him in public.
Gunna album, bro. It's not doing tonight. That's the best album in the world. Yes, it is, bro. Same shit, bro. We gonna wipe your nose next time, bro. Oh God, bro. We gonna wipe your nose and do that shit again, bro. By itself, shit. I ain't playing.
Nothing will faze this man from doubling down on his opinion, as he continued to rate.
Come on, bro. You niggas is approaching a nigga who said your music ain't good. And it's like, you put it out in the world for people to give you their opinion. If they don't like it, then you have to respect it. It's like, bro, it's nothing to cry about. It's like, you gonna say that album's good. What if he says it's good and he really feels it's not good? Then what? You be happy about that? It's crazy, man.
Gunna's work honestly, or at least until he decided to put these relentless fans in their place. This petty move warranted a response from fans, but also reopens the conversation of his blatant disrespect towards hip-hop, only reassuring he'll receive a similar sentiment in return. But there's one thing that this genre really values, and that's authenticity. One thing Anthony refused to shy away from when it comes to his music opinions. Now armed with a global audience, he clearly isn't going to change his ways or stop critiquing what he feels isn't contributing to the genre or helping advance it in any way.
Moving on from there, Ian. Never stop. This is terrible. Just listen to Playboy Cardi instead. This is awful. Save yourself a stream. Save yourself a minute. Save yourself a headache.
And for every person who hates him, there are just as many people who defend his contribution to rap discourse and appreciate his place in the game. So while not everyone in the booth or on the mic respects the melon, people aren't going to stop tuning in to hear what he has to say anytime soon. So don't be surprised if a part 2 comes out after he's finished with a new fresh batch of enemies.
Yeah, man. That was a pretty good video. Yeah, man. I've been following Anthony Fantano for a long time. I know a lot of people follow him. I just think that a lot of people, they get so upset because he does have a strong following and he gives you the brutal, honest truth if he don't like it. Now, that's his truth when it comes to that. You know, I don't like to use the term his truth, her truth, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? But that's how he feels. That's his opinion. So if that's his opinion, you gotta respect it and keep it moving. You can either do one or two things. You can ignore him, or you can be like, you know what, you don't like it. Next time I'm gonna prove to you that my shit is fire and make something different, make something better. But, you know, he has a certain taste in hip hop music. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he was gonna give Damn a 7. He gave it a 7. I didn't think he was gonna give it a 7. I said, in my head, I said, damn, Anthony Fantano, I wonder what score he gives this. And I know a lot of people, what they do with him is they don't even listen to his review. That's the bad part because he breaks down why he doesn't like something, but they don't even listen to it. What they do is they'll scroll all the way to the end just to see the score. And if the score is let's say a 9, then they'll listen to the review. But that's all they want to see. And he always asks you, you know what I'm saying? Did you like it? Did you love it? You know what I mean? Tell me your thoughts in the comments. He's just giving his opinion about something. And y'all just getting y'all feelings. I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? I just think that super, super good artists and that don't need a yes man or a cosign, those artists, you don't really worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Whether you give him a bad score or a good score, you don't never really hear them say anything. You know what I'm saying? I think Eminem just was looking for somebody to diss. But either way, man, I think Fantano is he's a necessary vessel in the hip hop world. I think he definitely need his opinion because he's gonna tell you what some people is thinking. Because a lot of people will be thinking certain things, but they so afraid to say it. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna say it. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. But either way, man, Torture Talk, you know what it is. Y'all have a good day. See y'all. Peace.